You're watching the Bedford derby here in St George's Park, the Men's Super League, the top league in Dodgeball. You've got Bedford Rangers 4-2 up against Bedford Eagles in the black, who are the near side of the camera. This frame, we have 5 players on for Bedford Eagles currently, as Bedford Rangers come up to press Josiah. He blocks one back and one soars over his head. And now the mighty Eagles have 2 balls. Can they get 2 points from this set though? Fantastic counter there and a post throw, both connecting. Oh, and he wriggles on the floor there, Josiah number 2. Some fantastic dodging as he was targeted after he did his cover shot. Early pre-throw. No hit. Must have been a catch there, because we see one player come in for Bedford Rangers. 2-ball attack on Josiah, and then a lovely counter from Briggs. That's the second one we've seen him make in quick succession. Bedford Eagles looking to tie things up 4-4. A weak throw there is easily blocked up, and then Josiah can leap forwards and make a catch to finish that set with a catch and draw things up 4-4. If you're new to Dodgeball, this is one of the best sports you're going to ever see. We have 2 top teams here. They're in the Men's Super League. That's the top division for men in England and Wales. And we have 2 teams from Bedford here. We have Bedford Rangers in the teal and Bedford Mighty Eagles in the black. The score is tied up currently at 4-4. We're in the first half. There will be 2 halves. And we're going to play as many 3-minute sets as we can within those. You win either by having the most players left on at the end of the 3 minutes, or by entirely eliminating the other team. And there's 3 different ways you can get them out. They can either line fault, you can either catch them, or you can hit them. Those are your basic rules as we get ready to go again. 4-4. Here we go. Now players will run off. You get the 2 on the left-hand side of your court for free, and then you challenge for the middle one, which was won by Bedford Rangers in this set. Single ball released at Briggs, seemed to hit the ground first. Now if it bounces off the floor, then hits a player, that's no hit. Brave ball down the middle from Gordon, but it's limboed underneath. Oh no, must have been called out for a line fault, I suppose, on the back line there, and a nice hit. There was a cover shot there on Josiah. After he had released, he was quickly targeted. He tried to jump out of the way, but there was just a hand trailing behind. Oh, a split dodge jump from Gordon, a catch from number 14, Burdett. Now catch is extra good, because not only does it send Parsons from Bedford Rangers to the outbox, it brings back in the first player who's out on your team. So we see Bedford Eagles with 6 players on court again. No catch this time. Tried to jump over it, but his legs just wouldn't hang up high up enough in the air to get over that one. Better luck next time, Burdett, but a good hit from Bedford Rangers. 2-ball attack down the left-hand side, manages to connect, and it's Bedford Eagles who look like they might take the lead here in the first half at St George's Park. 2-ball attack on Josiah. He makes himself a small target. They look to double counter the wing. There's a hit on the trailing leg as he jumps up. And Eagles in a commanding position. Single ball released at Wilkins, who steps inside. They communicate on the way up. Look to make a double counter. It's 2 single ball attacks, but the second one hits Grieg. And then a counter coming from Bedford Rangers does not reach Eagles. Is there going to be another counter here? He's coming up the court. And he just jogs back, knowing that they're not going to throw a single ball at him. They don't want to risk giving him the catch. There we can see one very high ball there. But it's valid. Always have to throw an attempt to hit the opposition. Needs to be a meter within their distance. Hit off the hand there, so Rangers just getting down the numbers 1, but it's not enough. As a single ball hits number 3, Stone Street there, and Bedford, Mighty Eagles, in the black, near side court, take the lead in the first half. 6-4, you get 2 points, of course, if you win a set. A few fakes there, and really good use of the half space by Wilkins. His winger in front of him, pressing up the court, meant there was a bit of room to dodge sideways behind him, and a fantastic leap there by Bedford Rangers, player positioned at number 2 on court. Early pre-throw. Gordon just lets the ball nutmeg him there, so no hit on him. Gives the ball to his teammate Burdett. Can he make a hit? It's Josiah who releases from the wing, but Grieg manages to duck down underneath that. Two balls released. One of them hits Gordon, but then there's a counter on Stone Street, and then, a hit which deflects up for Esnuf to make a catch, and that brings back in the player who was hit for Bedford Rangers, and that means that they actually take that final short set as we go to halftime. They're going to get the 2 points from that, and we're going to go into halftime with things tied up. What an exciting score for us to finish on. If you're enjoying this stream, you can always leave a comment, say what you're liking about it, who you're cheering on, what plays you saw that were fantastic. And if you've got any feedback, I would be loving to receive that. You can contact me at Brew Cousins on X or Instagram if you're that way inclined. Coming into the second half, we will have Bedford Rangers near side of the camera in the teal and black versus their neighbours and rivals Bedford Eagles, and it's all to play for with things tied up at half time. I'm expecting an exciting second half given how tight the score is here. Now there's going to be 6 players on court for both teams, and it's up to them to try and whistle down the numbers of the other team until there's none left, or until you have more than them when a 3-minute set is up. We will play as many 3-minute sets as we can in this second half, and we'll see who comes out on top. Players move onto court to start the set. And a little slow start there as Bedford Rangers bring the balls back behind that ball return line to make them live, and then they can play. Single ball released down the middle from Stone Street. But a nice little sidestep out of the way by Gordon. Well played, Gordon. Single ball from Gordon down the middle, straight back at Stone Street, but he's made himself a small target there, and he just lets the ball fizz past him. Careful block there on the wing from number 10, Parsons, as he looks to eliminate Josiah afterwards, who is left defenseless on the floor. 2-ball attack, manages to hit the trailing, no, the Ward blocks that one. And they take 3 balls and they look to make a set play. Will it be Brown from the middle? Yes, it will. And he hits the leg of Wilkie. It bounces up, but nobody is there to make a ricochet catch. So Wilkie goes to the outbox. Fantastic hit from number 11, Brown there. But he is eliminated. Not able to tuck his legs out of the way just in time there, unfortunately. 2 balls released down the middle. They're going to get one back, and they've managed to press Ward off the back of the court with a 2-ball release on him. He was trying to make himself as small as possible and use all the court space, but his legs just went over the line a little bit there. Oh, 2 hits made by Bedford Rangers, but one of their players was hit in all that commotion. They are 3 players versus 2 up, but not quite ready for that ball. Oh, single ball goes and hits out the Bedford Eagles man. They've got a double counter coming on now. Oh, bent back there, but he gets just skimmed as he sort of tries to limbo underneath that one. And really good honesty calling himself out there because he knew he was hit. Well played, Bedford Eagles. Hopefully you can come back and get the next set, eh? Shout out if you're cheering on Bedford Eagles in the stream. And get in the comments if you're cheering on Rangers in teal. Referee blows his whistle. Only 1 runner for Bedford Rangers, but it's fine. He gets them all safely and gets back, and they're allowed to come up with 3-ball. 1 released cross court, and then there's an after throw from Briggs who gets him out, but then the cover shot by Grieg gets out Brigg. So we're left with 5 players apiece. Oh, I thought maybe Stone Street might clip the legs there of Josiah, but he's got his hands down and managed to use the ball to block. Nice little side step inwards from Parsons. Trailing leg hit by Josiah there, good hit. Oh, fantastic running counter on the wing from number 1, Bedford Eagles, but there was a cover shot again by Grigg. Second one he's made in this set. Well played, number 7 there. Oh, a cross court from Gordon. Little split-legged jump by Grigg. Just goes straight through those legs, no hit. And it's Bedford Eagles who are 1 player up. They managed to get an exchange there, Josiah for Stone Street, so it's 3-2 advantage to Bedford Eagles in the black. Who is your money on here? Will they come back and tie things up? Early pre-throw and a line fault. Unfortunately for Parsons, just loses his balance. Couple of balls in there. Grieg jumps and then looks to do a running counter, manages to hit out. Number 11, I think it was, for Bedford Eagles. So he is just 1 player down here. Early pre-throw, another early pre-throw. Oh, they've called a hit, and that bounced before it hit Grigg. He's going to look to do a running counter on Gordon, and he makes the hit. What a set for number 7, Grigg. And he is pumped up. Look at that. Play of the day? What do you say? It looked like Bedford Mighty Eagles would take the set there, but it was Bedford Rangers collecting the points. And things are once again tied up, I believe, with 8 points apiece. Now I should explain, you get 2 points if you win a set, and 1 awarded to each team if you have an equal amount of players left on at the end of that 3-minute period. Now there's been a little stoppage here. One of the teams has called a timeout. This is going to be 1 minute break in play where they can just catch their breath, get a drink in, maybe take some new tactical information in from a coach, and try and apply that when they restart the game imminently. Refs have called them to line up. And the scores have actually been corrected. It's 10-6 to Bedford Rangers. High pressure from the wings, but there's a single ball down the middle, which is jumped over. Now will Bedford Eagles do the same? No, it's coming from the right-hand side cross court, and Josiah working back there, trying to get back as quickly as possible so they can't do a running counter-attack upon him. High pressure from the wings, they gradually go back, and good thing they did, because Parsons attacked down the left-hand side, and Josiah was able to block safely. Another cross-court ball from Josiah, blocked by Ward, high up I believe. And they've got one ball which they send to the middle. Single ball released cross court from Ward, doesn't hit the middle player or the player on the left hand side, but it was mighty close to 2 players. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Briggs with a running counter on 99er Snuff, who looked like he was washed up on the ground there, but he managed to make a block and it came up for his teammate to catch. Nice cross-court shot on Parsons there. Square in his body, but he wasn't quite expecting it, so he couldn't make the catch that time. Oh, a lovely last-minute dodge down to the ground from Briggs, I believe. Oh, sidestep from Smith. And a nice post throw on number 14 by Stone Street. Well played, Stone Street, I believe, making the hit there. Referee calls that had hit the ground before it hit the player, so that would be no hit. Bounced. Cross court hits mid-on, I think. So it's a couple of hits from Stone Street this set, having a good one. 2-ball release on Stone Street. They look to make a double running counter on one player, but he hops over them. Oh no, he felt a hit there, so he's walked out, and it's Rangers with a commanding lead. Briggs throws one high. Rangers collects 3. He's applying really high pressure as Rangers release one early and high. Oh, and he's let 4 balls run to Rangers, and they'll surely wait and collect 4 of them and try and press home that ball advantage. They're, of course, 5 balls, but they don't need to finish it out because that's the end of 3 minutes, and they had more players left on, so they're going to take those points, and they're able to make some subs now. Seeing Grieg going and getting some water, and perhaps we'll see a bit more action now from number 9, Smith, on the side of Rangers in the teal. And yeah, since half-time, I think they've taken all the points, and they're now 12-6 up. It'll be quite something for Mighty Eagles to turn this around, but it's not impossible. So keep watching. Middle ball not contested, so Bedford Rangers will take that. And early pre-throw came in from Josiah. Thinks he makes the hit, but he's got to let the referees call that. Single ball goes to the middle, and they plan to hit both the middle player out, get a bouncing catch off Briggs, and they also got out the number 2, Josiah. So that worked out pretty well for Bedford Rangers as Smith takes the ball and looks to apply some pressure. Stone Street sort of pops the ball up in the air, looks to make a catch, but it's spun round behind him and off court, and he is unable to make that. High ball ducked underneath by the Eagle there. And you can see why with the pace that Parsons put that in. He'll be throwing that at 60 miles an hour. So Brown and I think it was Briggs throwing at each other, but Brown goes to the outbox. And there was a running counter with a cross-court attack on Briggs, but it just went in front of him, no hit. Eagles want to get the ball in quickly. They don't quite get it in quick enough, and single ball released at him, but also one at the left wing, sending number 14 to the outbox. I think that was Grigg or Parsons with the hit there. Well played to them. They're one player up. Referee calls a pause in time just while we wait and get all the balls on court, I think. So in cloth dodgeball, there are 5 balls. And the burden will be on the team with the most balls in possession to play. However, anybody can throw at any time. Early pre-throw, cross-court of Briggs. And there was a cover shot, came in at Parsons, but missed. Two-ball attack on the wing. Oh, and Smith manages to hit out Briggs as he charges up court. Well played, number 9 there. Loved that. Loved that. Briggs didn't seem to know anything about it, but he was hit on his charge up court. Oh, and again an early throw from Parsons, and the cover shot misses from Eagles. Cross court. Oh, a running counter from Smith is caught by Midan as number 1 goes out, but we've got Josiah coming back in for Bedford Eagles. Rangers taking their time to come up court. Single ball released at Josiah, and he running counters onto Parsons. There's no reply this time from Grigg, who's been fantastic with the cover shots this far today. Oh, a split in the air from Grigg there as it goes underneath him. 2v2. 2 balls have to be played by Bedford Rangers here. Josiah managing to keep his balance there. Oh, F. Smith is out meanwhile. Early pre-throw from Grigg. Josiah into the ground, and then Midan into the air. One of them was called out for invalid, I think, and we have 1 player left on for each team at the end of the 3-minute set, I believe. This will be confirmed hopefully in a second when the scores are updated by the referees. Now if it is 1 player left on for each team, then it will be 1 point apiece. And what we're seeing here in the middle of the court is all the referees and the line refs coming in just to discuss what they've seen, make sure that they've made the right call essentially. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very special treat for you. We're going to be joined by England and Wales legend Ryan Neely. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm good, thank you. Lots of wires everywhere. How are you today?
I'm very good. I'm excited for this game. It's been really tight. It was a tied up at half time. The Bedford derby here.
Oh.
But now it's Bedford Rangers with a lead.
How long's left? Do we know?
I imagine there will be about 3 or 4 minutes left. So we will probably have 1 or 2 more sets left.
Okay. I'll be honest, I've not seen a single minute of it. So, any standout players that have been pulling their team through? Or
We've seen some fantastic cover shots from Ross Grieg.
Okay.
And
I did see him win that 1v1.
Yes, and he was super hyped for that. He had a really good set that time. Now, some of these players you played with before for England.
Yes.
Can you tell me about them?
What we got? We've got Simon Parsons, Tamas.
That's number 1 Ward in the green. If you watch it at home.
Matthew Josiah playing at 1 on the Beagle side. They're top level players. Been playing it for a long time as well.
And what's it like training with England? Because you've got the best players in the country from the top league all together going at it. Yeah, what's the atmosphere like?
It is really a great vibe. It's a great bunch of guys, and I've seen it develop over the years. I'm not part of it anymore, but it's still a good bunch that I've played a lot of minutes with and had a lot of experience at trainings with. It's brutal at times. You're all doing it together and you're all doing it to learn and grow, but it's just arm after arm, great top level players in all categories of the game. It's humbling at times. You feel like you're doing great things at club level. You go to an international training and you'll find your sort of, if you're not on it, you'll get shown what other people can do a lot better and things like that. But it's been a bit of a rocky road for England Clough over the last few years. I'm hoping with sort of my departure and a bit of fresh blood coming in for this year, hopefully they could sort of do something again at this Euros. I'd love to see it.
And who are some of the young blood that you're talking about that you're excited to see play?
So I'd like to see Tom Bowell back. He had a great Euros as a debut at Croatia.
Now this man had the incredible 1v6 turnaround against Italy, right? Was that his debut game?
It wasn't his debut game, but
it was his debut tournament.
Yes.
Incredible. And now he plays for Derby Phantoms in the Men's Super League, right?
And then we have, I think, Jamie Hughes at Meteors is having a great season, formerly of Nottingham Sheriffs.
He's a very flexible player, right?
Yeah, developed really well. He's very dynamic. I think he's going to be sort of if he gets in, he'll be more of a middle 4-5 player. He's great head on his shoulders, great composure, so it'd be good to see him sort of step into that.
And a 4-5 player, that's, if you're looking at the sort of team from left to right, you'd count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Absolutely,
right? So what kind of attributes do you need if you're playing in the middle?
I would say you need to be more of you still, at top level, Super League, International, you still need to be able to throw, I'd say 60 plus miles an hour.
Yep.
But if you're in the middle, you need to then have that dynamic part of your game. You need to be more of a survivalist. It's your dodge catch decision making which can really make it. It's all well and good being a middle, but if Northern Ireland come up and Adam Hill is able to rail a 65 mile an hour ball at you and you get hit, then you're not good for the team that much. You need to be able to survive, take your chances when they come. And then I think communication's often overlooked. If you have a quiet team...
If you're at the back of court, you can see everything, can't you? And you've got to tell your teammates who are on the wings and pushing up in front of you, being 100%. A bit more aggressive, what's happening. You've got to give them the picture of the game.
If your wingers are up court and if you don't tell them what's going on behind them and they release the fourth ball or take a 1-for-1 which isn't worthy of their time, then it can break a team down. And I think you see that more in Super League because even though a lot of teams have a great 6, the disparity between the top player and the lower player in terms of experience is a lot higher. So a game can go very quiet at times, and it's about how somebody steps into that communication role to control the game.
What kind of things are you saying if you're on court to your teammates?
Simple things about possession, where they are, at what point are they coming into court, so the caller knows when to make the call and who to tell where to throw.
Yep. So I'm always trying to do a similar thing with possession there. You're telling your teammates how many balls you have because you're giving them that information which they can then use to make better informed decisions, right?
Absolutely.
One thing I picked up of you before, Ryan, was when a ball is coming back onto court perhaps and it's rolling, you give really good detailed information to your players. You say, right foot, brew, or whoever, so they know exactly where it is coming. So that was Bedford Rangers taking the win there. Yep. They managed to